A bit nervous. Are my teeth white? They're a bit yellow, aren't they?
You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite.
So Charlie's right, and I'm going to take his advice and try to commit to living the life that I really want to live. And this channel is going to be a big part of that. But I'm going to need your help. I can't do it alone. Hold on a minute. I need to take you back a bit to give you some context. I'm going to try my best to open up as much as I can, so please bear with me. I started making this video last summer, but it's taken me this long to get it out and published. Now, I know most of you, at least those of you that know me, will understand that I've been struggling to find my feet recently, but I'm not really sure just how much you know, so I guess now is the time to tell that story.
You're listening to Today on Radio 4 with John Humphreys and Nick Robbins. Good morning.
This is me, around 15 months ago, usually woken up by the Today programme. Not exactly the most uplifting start. Sometimes I could muster enough strength to get out of bed and make some coffee, some days not.
The Health Secretary, Matt Hancock, says Boris Johnson, who he supports, would give public sector workers a pay rise if he replaces...
I guess some people call it depression, others call it burnout. There are probably lots of different names, and maybe some of you would call it plain lazy. But whatever it was, I had it. I would try to be productive, but there was nothing in me. It felt like I was running on empty, and it didn't take long for me to descend back into bed. So a few months before, I'd quit my job as a middle-ranking video journalist at the Mirror, and I guess there are lots of reasons for quitting, but the main one was because we weren't really doing any of our own video journalism, any original content. So I wanted to change that, and the plan was to quit, hand in my notice, and go freelance. That's what I did. It started well. I had a good summer with plenty of work. I even moved into my own office. But after having what I thought was a complete failure of a project and maybe biting off a bit more than I could chew, within a few months, I had a complete breakdown. And I was stuck here for the best part of 2 months. It could have been longer, but I guess the only thing that I had on my mind at the time was thinking of a way to press reset. I felt useless, inadequate, felt like I was letting everyone in my life down, and I came close to, but stopped just short of making a plan to take my own life. This isn't something that I say flippantly. This is something that I sat in front of the computer Googling and slapped my laptop down, and then that's when I realized I had to tell someone about it. I told my mum first, before telling my best friend, life partner, and soon-to-be wife, Emma. I guess they both found it tough. But without their support, I probably wouldn't be speaking to you here today. And this is the really important part, because talking about it with those close to me made it feel real and reminded me that I didn't need to be ashamed for feeling this way. It allowed me to come round to the idea that there was something to live for, that I was worthy of being here, and gradually I started learning to accept who I am.
You have to be your biggest fan, and they're really tough and they're really rough.
It took a while, but I finally managed to find a counsellor. This isn't the first time that I've had some form of counselling, but this time it feels a little bit different, like I'm ready to confront some of the things that I probably wasn't ready to confront before. And more importantly, it's allowed me to focus on me and the now and what I have now in this moment. I didn't have to be judged or defined by what I did for a job or my ability to shoot and edit still and moving images. I started doing more for myself, avoiding work that would make me put pressure on myself, but doing what I needed to do to pay the bills. It also gave me something to do, which, looking back, I think was a lifesaver. I tried to hide as much of this as possible from you, my friends, and in fact, everyone else, so now is the time to say sorry if I lied and covered things up and said that I was okay, because I probably wasn't. But it was a slow process, and as my levels of self-acceptance grew, I started to open up more and started to talk to more of you about what I was going through. And again, this is a really important part, because it reminded me that I was here and loved by my friends in a way, just for being me, not for anything else, not for the job that I had, not for whether I could cook good dinner or film videos. It was just because of me.
There's no reason to panic.
But I've been scared, and I guess that fear has got in the way a little bit, and it's only really now that the time has become right, I guess, to share more of this with you. I guess I'm now at a level where I want to start cultivating my connection with the things that are most important to me, whether that be people, nature, exercise, eating better, or just generally looking after myself. It's these connections that I want to commit to, and not the external ones. The external things that are driven by this race that I got myself into. A race I've been running ever since I found out I could actually win them. That competitive nature hasn't left, but I need to start defining the rules rather than someone or something else defining them for me. I know some of you will be thinking that life doesn't really work like that, and yeah, I see your point, you may be right. This isn't about me criticising anybody else's way of life or me giving you a blueprint of the perfect life, because I guess that doesn't really exist. Yeah, I guess, and I'll be the first to admit that I'm not immune from hypocrisy, and that, I guess, at least in the past, that my actions have strayed a little too far from my words. So now's the time to bridge that gap and get back to work. I don't know what the future looks like, and I have a lot to say about my past, but the most important thing is now. And right now, it's time to be upfront and make that commitment to me. A commitment to live with integrity and authenticity. Yeah, to continue working on myself and working on that relationship, building up that literacy and understanding of all the different versions of myself, and all of the things that have added up to make me who I am now.
But that's enough about me, because I want you to join me on this journey, and not just you, my friends, but all the special people I'm yet to meet.
And that's what this channel is now to become, a celebration of positivity, not sensation or clickbait, not advertising or asking you to like and subscribe. I also want this channel to be a celebration of everything else important to me. That's community and togetherness, creativity and innovation, the environment and how we can live our lives more sustainably, and finally, the zeitgeist of our current time, mental health. Yeah, so I guess this channel is going to change a little bit. It's not just going to be Emma and I testing out different milks and whatnot.
The first one was cashew.
Ooh, that's lovely. Yeah, so like I said, this channel is going to be about you. I want it to be a representation of everything positive about humanity and the world, and I know that sometimes it seems that there's nothing to have hope for, but I think over this past 18 months or so, I've learnt that I haven't really given up on myself, and I'm not going to give up on the world just yet. And yes, in the words of Charlie Chaplin, this life can be free and beautiful. It can be a wonderful adventure, but I can't do it alone, and I am going to need your help. So if you've got a positive story to tell, I want to help you tell it and share it with the world. So it really doesn't matter who you are or what your story is. If it fits into these 4 pillars, then get in touch. Obviously, I still need to earn money, so if you've got a dog that needs walking, a quiz that needs hosting, a wedding that needs documenting, or a brand that needs promoting, then email me. I'm fairly cheap, I just can't promise it'll be any good. But then again, nobody's perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna try. It's such bullshit.
It's not. It's really good.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try my best to make something good out of this, and yeah, I'm making a commitment now to this channel, even if, Emma, you're the only one who's watching it. But yeah, that's it. If you've got this far, thanks. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to listen to me and hear my story. It means a lot. So for now, bye.
You have to be your biggest fan.
Yeah, so there's one thing I forgot to say, that the most important thing about what I've been through in the last 18 months is that I spoke to someone about it. And if you're watching this and you can relate to anything that I'm talking about, then the most important thing I feel, is that you talk to someone about it. Doesn't matter who it is. But once you get it out into the open, it's not something that you're taking around just by yourself. And I think that's a really important thing to recognize, that people do care and they don't want to see you suffer. So don't do it alone. Talk.